Mark Consuelos' health declines. Kelly Ripa collapses in tears. It started with small, ordinary moments. Mark would forget a line, lose his keys, or pause mid-sentence like his thoughts had drifted away. At first, the family laughed it off. Just stress, they said. But when Mark's appetite faded and his energy disappeared, the laughter stopped. Doctors ordered tests just to be safe, but the results brought a word no one wanted to hear: cancer. The diagnosis felt heavy, strange, and painfully real. Kelly and Mark sat in silence, the word resting between them like something too hot to touch. When Mark was hospitalized, it felt sudden because fear always is. One day they were planning work and laughing about the dog. The next, everything had changed. Doctors described it as aggressive. The cancer had spread faster than anyone expected. Mark listened quietly, calm but shaken. He said, "Okay," a soft word that carried both courage and disbelief. Kelly tried to stay strong. She learned medical terms, met every nurse, and followed every number on the monitor. Her world became the hospital, the smell of antiseptic, the sound of machines, the endless waiting. The press soon arrived outside, cameras flashing, headlines spinning. Kelly found herself living in two worlds: the quiet room where Mark fought for his life, and the noisy one made of screens and speculation. Photos of her leaving the hospital, tears in her eyes, were everywhere. They released a short statement asking for privacy and thanking everyone for their support, but words are thin protection in moments like these. Then one night, everything worsened. Mark's fever spiked, his blood pressure dropped, and alarms filled the room. Nurses moved fast. Within minutes, he was rushed to the ICU. For Kelly and the kids, it felt like the ground had been pulled from under them. In the ICU, life moved differently. Lights, glass walls, and quiet urgency. Doctors explained that an infection had complicated things, a dangerous chain reaction. They did everything possible, but offered no promises. Kelly stayed by his side, rarely leaving the room. She adjusted his blanket, held his hand, and answered phone calls with tears she tried to hide. The children watched her, trying to stay strong like their mother. But exhaustion always finds its way in. One afternoon, while stepping into the hallway to take a call, Kelly suddenly felt dizzy. Her body gave out. Nurses rushed to her aid. It wasn't a dramatic collapse, just the moment when a person who's carried too much for too long finally breaks. The next morning, photos of Kelly being helped into an ambulance were everywhere. Some people offered sympathy, others gossiped. Social media turned pain into headlines. Kelly Ripa collapses in tears. Mark Consuelos' health declines rapidly. The truth was simpler. A family was scared, tired, and trying to hold on. Inside the hospital, time blurred into routines. Tests, scans, treatments. Kelly wrote small notes and tucked them into Mark's things. Recipes, jokes, reminders of home. Friends came by, bringing food and laughter to fill the silence. Fans left flowers outside. Every kind gesture mattered. Slowly, there were signs of hope. Mark opened his eyes, smiled faintly, and whispered a joke. His fever dropped, his vitals steadied. Each tiny improvement felt like a miracle. There were still long nights and setbacks, but the family learned how to survive each moment together. Kelly balanced love, fear, and faith like someone walking a wire. When Mark finally stabilized, the room filled with quiet relief. The machines hummed softly, and Kelly just sat beside him, holding his hand. No cameras, no headlines, just a wife and husband grateful for one more day.